Hey Libra, welcome to Honeybird Tarot. I'm Shad, and this is going to be your general reading for May 1st through May 15th. All right, so we're going to start with some oracle cards, and this is the Moonology Oracle deck by Yasmin Boland. Okay. Okay, Libra. Who got this yesterday? I feel like this was Virgo. Okay, so Libra, first you have full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. So there's probably something that you have some questions about, something going on in your life that you want clarity on. It could be something that's been kind of, plaguing you or on your mind for a long time now. And Spirit is saying just to hang in there, your answers are on the way. Okay. And next you have full moon in Virgo. You are good enough. You absolutely are, Libra. You are good enough for whatever it is that you want, whatever you desire, whatever you feel like you want to manifest in your life. You're absolutely good enough. All right. Full moon in Aquarius. Show the world the real you. What you hiding from, Libra? What you trying to hide? Let us see who you are. The world needs what you have. None of your gifts and talents or any of the things you may see about yourself as quirks or probably even flaws, none of those things are mistakes. The world needs you and what you have to offer. Okay. And under the deck, which could be something that you're not seeing, or it could also just be the overall energy for the spread, is believe in the impossible. Blue moon. Yeah, I feel like Spirit is definitely telling you that um, you're good enough to have the things that you desire to have in your life, Libra. Um, and, it really could be that you're not getting the answers that you want, or you're not getting the results that you want because you're in an energy of feeling like you don't deserve them. And if that is the energy that you put out into the universe, that is what you're going to get back. Um, so you really are needing to shift your mindset to get back in the energy of knowing that the real you is good enough. The real you deserves to be able to breathe and move and be free in the world, okay? And whatever you want for your life is absolutely possible. You're an infinite being. You can manifest whatever it is that you want to have in your life. Right? So let's get into tarot. This is the Dust to Onyx Tarot by Courtney Alexander. Beautiful and amazing, and I love it. The cards are big and they're new, so bear with me as I shuffle. And also, once we get the spread out and I've gone through it, I'm going to refer to the guidebook because I don't know all the meanings for the cards in this particular deck, because every deck has its own personality, its own purpose, its own unique characteristics. And so while I might be able to give you the general meanings of the cards, because by and large, tarot meanings don't really vary a whole lot, I don't want you to miss out on any specific messages that this deck has for you. All right. That was a struggle. Are you struggling with something, Libra? I feel like I could shuffle these way better yesterday. All right. Okay. One second. All right. Okay. So, first you have the Eight of Coins, Libra. The Eight of Coins in the traditional tarot talks about putting the work in. It could be on a specific project. It could be putting the work in to learn something, to get better at something, to increase your skill set, but also putting the work in to increase your abundance. You're building your material wealth by way of hard work and effort. And this person is adorned with pinnacles in their braids and on her clothes. I feel like this is saying that um, Libra, you could be studying something, you could be in some sort of apprenticeship, you could be trying to build your skill set to make yourself more marketable in your career field. And as a result of doing those things, you are calling in more material abundance in your physical reality. All right. The next card you have is Papa Gourd. Papa Gourd would be the King of Cups. This is a very, very emotional energy. It could be Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Um, but even if not, anybody could be embodying this energy. It could be you. Um, it's like I said, it's very loving, very emotional energy, very deep emotions, but not one that gets carried away by those emotions. One who knows how deep and how powerful their emotions are, so they have mastered the art and the science of staying afloat, staying on top of those emotions, and not allowing them to carry them away. Um, this is one who is wise and makes wise decisions when it comes to love and when it comes to emotions. Right. The Tower is here, Libra. The Tower talks about unexpected things happening in life that really just completely shake our foundations, or sometimes break things down to the foundations, rip those foundations up so that something new and more stable can be built in its place. The Tower doesn't necessarily have to be a negative event. It could be you winning the lottery and your foundations are shaken up, especially if you're not used to that type of wealth or that type of abundance. That really would change everything in your life and cause you to have to um, uproot some things, and specifically changing your mindset, changing the way that you look at things, and changing the way you move and operate in the world. And yeah, that's right in the middle of your read, Libra. So this could be present energy for you. You might be going through something right now that has your world kind of flipping upside down, or I feel like it's coming, it either just happened, like in the recent past, or it's coming in the near future. This energy doesn't feel like it's far away from this moment that we're in right now. Then right after the Tower, you have suspension, which makes perfect sense, because suspension would be the Hanged Man. This is the energy of gaining a new perspective, of basically being in a holding pattern, being feeling like you can't really move or um, take action the way that you would want to take, because the universe is saying that you need to see something from a different perspective. You don't have um, all the enlightenment that you could have regarding a certain thing. And, this is not a love reading, it's a general reading, but with Papa Gord here, I would not be surprised if something regarding love popped up. Um, yeah. The Seven of Blades. Oh my goodness. Why is this happening to me right now? I'm telling you, I'm having like the biggest brain fart right now. Oh my goodness. Libra, I definitely feel like there's something that you are not seeing. Um, yeah, something that is just escaping you, and that is why you're in this energy of needing to gain a new perspective, needing to stop and take some time to really um, shift your mindset around some things. And then once you are in the correct frame of mind, you'll be released and able to implement what you have learned. All right. And the Seven of Blades is here. I feel like um, this is the energy of um, like trials and tribulation. This could be uh, experiencing trials, or like not being able to um, come to terms with something mentally. You're struggling with something mentally and really having problems getting past it. It could create conflict in your personal life. It could create conflict. It could create conflict internally. It could also bleed out into creating conflicts with other people who are in your life. And I feel like whatever this difficult mental energy is that you're in, is a burden for you. Definitely. I really feel like there's something else here with the Seven of Blades specifically. From the moment that I laid these cards out, that particular card has just been screaming at me, and I can't. I'm having. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna have to spend some time talking about that one. I feel like this is probably the main energy that you're needing to deal with right now. Okay. Then under the deck, you have the Seven of Gourds. The Seven of Gourds talks about choices, having many different options. And these options, sometimes the options may be clear to you. You may know what's inside each of those gourds and just not know which you want to pick. It could be that everything that's laid before you is so appealing that you know you're having a hard time making a decision. It could be that there's some confusion surrounding your choices, and you might not know what's inside all of these seven gourds or any of them. And so you are having a difficult time making a decision because you don't have the necessary information, which seems like the theme of this reading. Like you're waiting for conclusions. You're being asked to um, change your perspective on something after a time of upheaval. And I feel like whatever it is that you're needing to gain a new perspective about, whatever it is that you're needing to make a decision about, is something that is very emotional for you and could possibly have to do with a love relationship. And if not a romantic relationship, then a relationship with someone or something that is very near and dear to your heart, something that makes you very emotional. Could very well have to do with a job. The Seven of Blades also, I feel like there could be some deception here, Libra. Like either um, someone is lying, it could be you not being honest. You could not, the conflict that I was talking about earlier, it could be that maybe you received some information while you were in this state of suspension that puts you in a state of cognitive dissonance, and you don't want to have to accept that new information because it will really uproot everything in your life. And instead of you allowing the change to happen, instead of you allowing the shift in your mindset to happen, you are holding on, and it's creating conflict. It is causing you literally to deceive yourself. And when you're in the energy of deceiving yourself, you can't help but deceive other people. And that most definitely would create conflict in your life. Um, and if it's not deception, it may be a plan that you have that you are needing to keep secret for some reason, or a plan that someone else had that they kept secret from you, or you may have some inkling that there is something going on, or something in the works that you're not really aware of, and it has you off kilter. Okay, all right. Let's refer to the book and see if there are any additional messages. All right. So yeah, so this, like we said, is apprenticeship, self-employment, hobbies, saving, and diligence. Libra, if you are a business owner, because this talks about self-employment, I can imagine that with the upheaval that's happening in the world right now, the very foundations of your life are probably being questioned and shaken up, and you may be in the energy of having to figure out how you can make changes to your business or whatever it is that you offer to better align with what the world or what your customer base is in need of right now. It could be that you're having to totally reconsider the line of work that you're in. Um, and I feel like it's also spirit saying that it's really, really important for you to save right now if you can, if that's a possibility for you, save what you can, and to really be diligent about still putting the work in to make sure that your business or whatever this work is that you're doing, whatever you're learning is still prosperous. It's still a possibility for you, even with the state of things right now. Believe in the impossible. That's what you had here. I'm covering up the message. Yeah, believe in the impossible. Okay. All right. Sympapical word. All right. So this is wise counsel, healer, sophisticated culture, and diplomatic. So Libra, you could be getting some advice from someone in your life who you feel like has a lot of wisdom, who can help you to gain the new perspectives that you need to gain. Or spirit may be urging you to do that, to maybe see a healer of some sort. Um, but I think it's also saying that you need to think about things in a more sophisticated way. You need to approach whatever the situation is that's going on in your life that I feel like has to do with this energy of possible deception or some type of hidden plan. Approach that with diplomacy. Don't go in with the same type of cutting energy that we can see from swords. Um, you need to have compassion and use your wisdom when you are handling that situation. And Libra, if someone is feeling like you're being deceptive, or if you're being accused of lying or accused of being deceptive, I want to read this quote that's in the book for you about Papa Gord. It says, how can anyone expect to be understood unless he presents his thoughts with complete honesty? This situation is unfair because it asks too much of the world. Oh my goodness. Yet every time God's children have thrown away fear in pursuit of honesty, trying to communicate themselves, understood or not, miracles have happened. So if there is something that you are holding back that you need to communicate, let that out. And don't worry so much about whether people will understand you or whether people will believe you. It's the energy of holding back that people can pick up on. And it feels like you're being deceptive. It feels like you're hiding something when you really could just be, holding back on what it is you want to say because you feel like, you won't be understood. You may possibly feel like you'll be ridiculed or persecuted in some type of way for what it is that you have to say or share. But Spirit is saying, show the world the real you, Libra. You are good enough. Don't worry about how you think it's going to come across. Don't worry about how you think people will accept it. You can't control that. You need to honestly communicate whatever it is that you have to communicate, okay? What about the Tower, Spirit? All right. So, like we said, chaos, awakening, a clean slate, and purification. That's what the Tower brings in. When it initially happens, it knocks down and uproots everything. So, of course, there's going to be chaos. If the very foundations of your life and of your world are being rocked, who is expecting someone to get through Tower energy completely calmly? Or, without any type of confusion, without any type of negative emotion. That's unrealistic. We're humans. We have the full range of emotion. In a situation like this, you're supposed to feel all that. It's shaking you up. It's not just making shifts in your external reality. It's making the necessary shifts inside you. It's helping to make this suspension energy possible, making it possible for you to gain a new perspective. If you've been privileged all your life, and this is just an example, if you've been privileged all your life and you've never known what it's been like to struggle, and that's put you in the energy of casting judgment on people who have been experiencing poverty, if you've been in the energy of blaming them for something that is a social issue, an economic issue that belongs to our entire society, not just the person who's experiencing the negative fallout from it, then the Tower may just come into your life to shake up your attitude. Not, yeah, it may take away everything that you have. It's shaking up your foundations and your physical reality, but it's going to shake up the necessary things in you for you to gain a more enlightened perspective and help you to have the necessary compassion. Okay. Suspension. Let's see what the spirit has to say about suspension. All right. Sacrifice, new perspective, serenity, and flexibility. So when the tower comes in, this is the universe making the sacrifice for you, or starting off that energy of sacrifice, taking some things away from you so you can see that a lot of it is not necessary. They're blessings or luxuries that you don't have to have. And sometimes you are needing to give those things up without the universe having to come in and snatch them from you. A lot of times when tower moments come in, it's because we've been holding on too tightly to something, whether it's something that's in our physical reality, or like I said, it could be thoughts, mindsets, the way that, we've been taught or socialized to operate in the world that needs to shift, needs to change. And spirit is saying you need to sacrifice that. And also, it encourages you to be flexible. If you ever seen palm trees, they blow in the wind, they sway in the wind. The creator knew what they were doing because, hurricanes are just a fact of life in tropical areas. And if the trees in tropical areas were rigid, like the trees that we have, maybe in more temperate areas, then they will all be destroyed every time there was a storm. They will all be split in half or just completely uprooted. But because palm trees are flexible, they just blow right with the wind and then come back when things are still. And that's the energy that spirit is asking you to embody with suspension. Sacrifice your rigidity, Libra. Sacrifice this idea that things always have to be perfectly balanced in your mind, or fair as far as your mind or your feelings go. The creator or the universe's or source's idea or concept of fairness is not the same as yours. Okay, so spirit is saying that you need to really just let go of something. I feel like it's more a mindset than it is a something material, but we haven't clarified yet. So let's hold on and let's see what the book has to say about this Seven of Blades. All right. So this is about being clever, flexibility, again, discretion, diplomacy, and self-preservation. So you could be, like I said, keeping a plan to yourself as a means of preserving it, as a means of keeping yourself and your future and things you intend to manifest safe. Self-preservation. About discretion, again, that makes me think of what I was saying about you being too in the energy of trying to maybe protect your image and not really being honest about what it is that you want to say. Spirit is saying, yes, you can exercise discretion. You don't have to lay it all out there, but you don't want to cross that line from discretion to deception. You're needing to find balance in that area, Libra. And I feel like this is something that a lot of Libras deal with. Well, balance in general, because that's what your sign is all about, balance in the scales. Again, that energy of diplomacy is here. That's something that we saw with Papa Gord. So I feel like, Libra, this could be you embodying this energy. You could be the one that is offering wise counsel after this tower has come into your life and shaken some things up and given you a new perspective. You could be gaining that. You could be transforming into that type of an energy. That could be what spirit is trying to bring into you, trying to help you embody right now. Okay. And under the deck, we have the Seven of Swords. So let's see what the book has to say about that. Yes, this is about dreams, wishes, psychic visions, imagination, and clarity. And it says life is all about choices, which we said the Seven of Swords is about. And there are times when we may become overwhelmed by having too many of them to evaluate. We may find ourselves giving into escapism as a way of coping or simply going for whatever selfish desires we want to feel despite the consequences. On the other hand, we may find our dream worlds and imaginations are full of possibilities. Remember, Spirit is saying, believe in the impossible. Believe in the impossible. Ideas are flooding in. A rush of feelings rise to the surface. It is up to us to mediate and discern what is real. That is the energy of Papa Gore. Remember, he has a lot of deep emotions that could be rising to the surface, but he stays in control of them because it is up to us to meditate, and discern what is real. The Seven of Swords is a challenge to ground ourselves and to filter through what life has presented us to ensure we stay the course toward our soul purpose. You're being asked to filter through these choices that are being set before you. Filter through, and you may also be receiving wisdom through your dreams, through your imagination. You may, like this card, like the book said about this card, be escaping into your imagination as a way of dealing with your reality, as a way of coping with the feeling that you cannot make the things that you want to happen in your physical reality. But Spirit wants you to know that you absolutely can manifest what you want in your physical reality. You can take that energy that you're experiencing, that energy that balances you, that takes you back to the place where your spirit should be, of knowing that things are possible. You can take that out of just your mental space or your spiritual space, your dream world, and bring that energy into your physical reality. We can't. It's good to be in touch with the dream world, with our imaginations. It's wonderful. That's something absolutely necessary for life, especially if you are any type of creator or creative, if you are a visionary or whatever, whatever you want to call it. Um, that is absolutely invaluable. That's where your worth where the what will become your physical manifestations of worth come from. They're rooted in that energy. But Spirit is saying that you cannot live there. You live here in the physical here and now. And you are needing to integrate those worlds and integrate those energies. We don't switch from being human to being spirit to no, we are human and spirit all at once. Well, actually, we are spirit living inside a human. This is a vessel. So you can use the physical vessel to channel that spiritual energy, and I feel like that is what suspension is asking you to do, and that is the energy that Papa Gore is in. Okay, all right. Let's clarify. We're going to clarify with the tarot of the Orishas. Anything else to tell us about Eight of Coins? Anything else to tell us about the Eight of Coins? Okay. So what you got clarifying the Eight of Coins, that energy of needing to be diligent, possibly needing to save, needing to put the work in on possibly your business or whatever it is that you are learning, is the Ten of Water, the Ten of Cups. This is beautiful. This is total emotional fulfillment. This is also successfully living in the energy of water, of your emotions, and of like of spirit. Excuse me, and living halfway in the mind, in the energy of your mind and your mental energy and your thoughts, having balance between those, not having the classic struggle between head and heart, having those things be in agreement within you. And because they're in agreement within you, they're in agreement within your physical reality. Okay. These fish, these 10 fish, have come together to create a crown. I feel like that is signifying the riches that being in this balanced energy brings in, both in your physical world and in your head space and your heart space. It allows you to be in an energy of abundance, and abundance that's integrated, like um, feeling abundant in all areas. That is beautiful. So keep at it, keep working at it, keep working on your business, keep doing whatever it is that you can do to manifest your abundance. And not only will it bring you material wealth, but it is going to bring you spiritual and mental abundance also. Hmm. Ooh, anything else to say? What did I just say? Didn't I just say hold on, Libra? So what popped out was the Ten of Earth, and it popped out in reverse. But in this deck, a reversal is not necessarily a negative thing. And then you have the Four of Earth, which is all about climbing to the top and holding on, Libra, to stay there. That is very Capricorn energy. Very much Capricorn energy, I should say. So the Ten of Earth talks about complete physical abundance, the manifestation of wealth in the 3D. See, there is enough food there to feed a village. Not only are you manifesting enough to be abundant for yourself, but you're manifesting abundance for your family and for your greater community. And that is what it's about, Libra. But it was here in the reverse, which basically in this deck means, you know, you're going to have that abundance, but maybe to a slightly lesser degree, or maybe it is dependent upon you doing something else. There's something else that needs to be completed before you can get here. Or it could also be um, that if you already have this, you're in danger of losing it if you don't, if there is something else that you might need needing to change your mindset about. something that you're needing to stay in control of, something that you're needing to make sure you don't give up the hard work on, because if you do, you're in danger of losing this. But I feel like Spirit is not only encouraging you to hold on, but it's saying that, it already knows that that's what you're going to do anyway. Libra, I just feel like you're not letting go, especially because you're close. I feel like that you're close. And that was the first card that came out for you. Conclusions are within reach. So you're definitely needing to hold on and just hang in there. And I feel like pretty much every sign has gotten some variation of that message. Times are difficult for everyone right now in some way or another. Even if you happen to be like me, and I'm not particularly, mad about the isolation or the quarantine. I'm a hermit anyway. I love being in the house. But, that doesn't mean that I'm not experiencing emotions about seeing sickness and death. It doesn't mean that those things are not affecting me just because, one part of it I may be dealing with differently than the majority. And then you can't even really say that, because I've, come across quite a lot of people who say that they feel the same way as me. The isolation isn't necessarily a bad thing for them. But like I said, everybody's affected in different ways. And you cannot be a human living on this planet with the type of things happening that are happening right now and be completely unaffected by it. It's just not happening. Okay. What's the tower here? Okay. Anything else about the tower? Okay. Clarifying the tower, you got Oshala or Obatala, the king of the white cloth. He's all about purification and keeping a cool head and a clear mind, and making sure that you have clarity, you make clear decisions, and you take ethical actions to manifest what it is that you want in the world. And like I said, the energy of purification, and it came out to clarify the tower, which is also about purification. So I definitely feel like this is Spirit saying we are in control of this situation, even though you feel out of control because of what is happening around you. Spirit has you. Spirit is guiding what is taking place right now and is using that energy to sweep the things out of your life that aren't serving you, that don't belong there. And you can be encouraged, because if there's any negativity in a spread, especially particularly close to that card, it just wipes it right out. That light just neutralizes it. So you can be encouraged and feel safe, feel supported, because you are. You have to tell us about suspension. You got 3 tens here. A lot of cycles are wrapping up for you. A lot of cycles are wrapping up in your life, Libra. And that's probably why that energy of the tower is here. Those final things need to be swept out so that Spirit could usher in the changes that are necessary to bring in your abundance. Anything else to tell us about suspension? Okay, so clarifying suspension, you got the 10 of air, or that would be the 10 of swords in the traditional tarot. And that talks about coming to the end of a very, very painful cycle. One that made you feel like you on your deathbed, possibly. One that just made you feel desolate and dry, and like you could not manifest new things into your life, like you can sustain what was already there, like the energy of feeling like you have lost everything. And that could be some of what this tower energy brought in for you. But Spirit is saying that you are coming to the end of that cycle. Tens are as much about are as much about beginnings as they are about endings. Tens break down to a one, which is about inception, new birth, new possibilities, new opportunities. And I feel like this is going to give you clarity about what's really important to you, and give you clarity about lots of things, about how you should go about things, about what you should appreciate, about what's necessary for you to sacrifice, about the things what do you really need to have in your life. And it came out clarifying suspension. So I feel like, whatever this energy was, it came into your life for the purpose of helping to shift your mindset. Like we said earlier in the reading, sometimes when the tower comes in, is those things literally just happen to shake up the mindsets that you have. Like I said with the example about someone who's born into privilege and can't see from the perspective of a person who has experienced poverty. Spirit may just put you in the space of having to experience poverty for yourself as a means of shifting your mindset, shifting your perspective. Why is it so lazy? Okay, Libra. So, all right. So, there very well could be a romantic relationship involved here. Maybe the tower moment or this Ten of Swords energy that you're experiencing came from the breakdown of a relationship, or maybe there's just some problems in the relationship. Because clarifying the Seven of Blades, that energy of self-preservation, possible deception, um, needing to be diplomatic or having a plan that may be hidden. You have the female Eshu, also called Pombajira or Pombaira, and you have the Two of Air. Both of these cards are about romance, but from two different angles. The female Eshu is about uh, being seductive, being in a very sexually magnetic energy, about uh, drawing in potential partners or people who would like to be partnered with you because they can feel uh, the potential for procreation. Everyone wants to make sure that they remain here in some sense, that they leave behind some sort of legacy or progeny, even if it isn't necessarily children. Not everybody wants children, but when you do, you eventually you end up in the energy of wanting to find somebody to create that with. That is her. She makes everybody want her. And I feel like maybe someone was in a relationship or is in a relationship and was still embodying that energy, and it brought in too many choices or too many options. They ended up with a lot of suitors, and because of that, there was a Ten of Swords or Ten of Air energy in the relationship between these two swans here. Swans mate for life. And the Two of Air is all about romantic communication, about being honest about your feelings for the person that you love, about having clarity in your mind about how much you love someone, and about wanting to be with them, wanting to spend your time with them. So maybe someone was not being honest about that, with someone. Maybe you told somebody that you loved them and wanted to be with them forever and you didn't. Or maybe you didn't express that to someone when you really felt that way. And because you failed to express it, that had some negative fallout. But regardless of what it is, the sun is here under the deck. And I feel like that's such a great place for this to come out, because under the deck talks about, the things that we don't see, the things that may be hidden from us. And Spirit is saying what you don't see is that ultimate happiness is right around the corner for you. The sun causes everything to grow and flourish. The sun brings illumination to the things that we don't see. The sun quite literally brightens our day. It lifts your spirits. It makes you healthier. It like what's bad? What's bad about the sun? And then in this card, there are 3 suns here, and each of them represents a different type of energy that the sun gives off. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. Actually, let me refer to this guidebook too, because I feel like you need this specific message about the sun, and I just flipped right past it. All right. Okay, so the big sun, with its diverse, uneven rays, gives us the idea of a lively, unstill, mobile sun. 2 equal arms extend from the center, forming 2 equal sides of that pyramid that you see, and leading to the centers of 2 quite different suns. The sun on the left, which one would be the left in this card? Sorry, y'all. So the sun on the left seems more powerful and creative, while the sun on the right consists of side-by-side rays forming an endless circle of ways or paths. In the center of the pyramid holds a crux ansata, or a symbol of life in ancient Egypt. So I feel like this is saying that ultimate creativity, creative energy, which is what we were talking about earlier in the spread, bringing your creativity into balance. I feel like the sun is going to help you do that. And it also talks about the creation of life, which brings me to the other meaning of this card, which could be that someone is pregnant. Maybe, this person who you're in the romantic relationship with is pregnant or wanting to be pregnant. Or maybe, Libra, you're wanting to get them pregnant. The sun in this deck also talks about multiple births. So it could be twins, could be triplets. Who knows? Either way, it's beautiful energy to end your reading with and to remind you that, conclusions are within reach and all things are possible, and that, there is good coming in for you after this energy of the Tower, after all these cycles that are wrapping up with these 3 tens that you have here. There is newness coming in. New life and new abundance coming in. Okay, Libra? All right, that was your reading. I hope it resonated for you. If it did, please let me know in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you back here for your next reading. Pelu Ife, with love. Bye-bye.